right. Let's see.
Hello, everybody.
That should get us started.
Everybody in Wisconsin. We're here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
All right. Okay. Where is it? There it is.
And what
I'm just trying to
is manipulating things here.
make sure I have everything going there.
And I think we've presented to you guys before a couple of times, right? Terry?
Yes.
We've never been there in person though, right?
No, you haven't, but we would love that.
Well, next time we're in Wisconsin, we'll have to make sure to stop by.
There was a time
we
when we
would love
traveled
that.
all over the country and stopped at lots of computer clubs everywhere we went, but just not doing that so much anymore. And thank goodness for Zoom that we can still be there. But thanks to Terry for inviting us.
Oh, the pleasure is all ours, believe me. We're so thrilled you're here.
Well, okay, good. Thank you. We're thrilled to be here. And we have a presentation and some demonstration, but I'm going to want to have some audience participation. So I'll pick on somebody to think about what kind of trip you have coming up and a destination, an origination point and a destination. And we'll use you for a guinea pig to see how this works, to see how Road Trippers works to find you places to stop. Are we going?
Oh yeah, we're kind of going, but it's not quite right.
Something's now. You'd realize that Jim here is my tech support and my wizard behind the scenes, and he doesn't do anything simply. So he's using a lot more than just Zoom to make this stuff happen. He's using something called OBS. I don't know, just in case anybody's heard of that. And
I think we're ready to go.
And so I did a little song and dance while he's making it work. That's my job.
That's your job. Okay, everybody seeing and hearing us good? We are the Geeks. I'm Jim.
And I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. And we can prove it because we wear these silly hats, propeller beanies. Another word for a geek is propeller head. So that's why we wear these funny hats, and it kind of keeps us going. But we are technology people. We are travelers, and especially Chris, she's the real teacher here. So
we are not affiliated with Geek Squad, okay? Geeks on Tour is just Jim and me. We've been in technology for a long time, and we travel all over the place. So that's what the on tour part is about.
Yeah, cool. So that's a little bit about us. We've been in computer training since the early 80s. Chris had the first computer training center in South Florida. And if you remember WordPerfect, she was one of the first 17 certified WordPerfect instructors in the world. Kind of cool. But now we have a specialty in Google Photos. Chris is a platinum level product expert for Google Photos, and we're very proud of her. It's pretty cool. She wrote the book, Learn Google Photos. You can get that on Amazon and Kindle, and check it out. We have a live show. It's used to be every week. Now it's a little less.
A couple times a month on Sundays on YouTube and Facebook. We live stream.
And we've done 243 of these episodes. They're each about an hour long, and we teach something in there, and they're really good resource. And so if you're a member of Geeks on Tour, but all of our content is collected on our website, geeksontour.com, and you can find all of our stuff there.
Terry asked us tonight to present a topic, a kind of a piece of a topic that we do a lot, is trip planning. Because we travel a lot, we use a lot of trip planning tools. And the most fun one is Road Trippers for finding fun places. So that's what we're talking about today. And as I say, we have a presentation, and if you want to review the presentation after the class is over, it's on our website. So I'd like to show you where you would go to find that. You would just, first of all, go to our website, geeksontour.com. And then if you scroll down on the screen, you'll get to a place where it says classes. That's what we consider these. When we do presentations, we call them classes. And if you click there, you'll see all the classes that we've been doing, past and some future. And you will see October 6th, Wisconsin All Computer Users Club, Road Trippers to find fun road trip stops. And if you click there, you will see the slideshow that we're about to present. And it runs just by clicking on the slides. It goes one. And when you get to a screen where there is a link, they are live links. And you can watch the videos that are linked, etc. So that's to review this class. It's geeksontour.com classes, and you'll see it listed there. Now, I leave that free and open for a couple of weeks. After that, you need to be a Geeks on Tour premium member in order to access it. And that is how we make our living, but it's free for the first couple weeks. So this is about travel. How many of you like to travel? I hope that's why you're here tonight to watch this is for traveling. And there are so many places to go. There are so many places to go just in the lower 48 states of the United States, let alone the whole world, and all sorts of ways to research that. There's books, travel books, YouTube. If you haven't ever used YouTube to look for travel ideas, try it next time. Just go to YouTube and search for travel to wherever you want to go, and you will find some amazing stuff. TripAdvisor, we actually don't use TripAdvisor very much, but I know a lot of people do. And then friends, you just want to talk to friends. Where are you going? What's been the best place you've gone, and what's a good place to contact all your friends? Facebook. So social media, I do think social media is an excellent research for places to go. I've gotten a little hooked on Reddit in the last year or two, and Reddit has whole forums like just for Mexico City. I want to go to Mexico City sometime soon. And so I've been subscribing to that and all sorts of stuff to learn. But here's the question. Once you find places that you say, that sounds good, how are you going to remember it? How many of you maybe keep a little notebook or a spreadsheet of trip ideas? I did that. Oh, there's somebody with a notebook. So you have a travel notebook. All right. Well, that's great. But number one, do you remember to look all the way through that notebook anytime you're going on a trip? Or what if you're going to Spain and it's been 5 years since you wrote down in the notebook an idea for Spain? That can be hard to find. Next slide. My favorite way of remembering the places that I have found is by using Google Maps. Everybody knows that you can go to Google Maps and find out anything you want to find out. But did you know that if you are signed into your Google account, you can save things to your Google Maps? And the beauty of saving it to your Google Maps is you'll see it whenever you are in that location next. So I have a little pre-recorded video here to show you exactly what I mean. Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour. And if you're a traveler like I am, you're always hearing about places that you say, I want to go there someday. How do you remember those places? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Google Maps to save those places so you can see them later. First, I want to show you on the computer and then on the phone. So on a computer browser, you go to maps.google.com. and make sure that you are signed in with your account. You'll see your account button, your little face in the upper right-hand corner. Now, the first thing is to find a place that you want to go. So I have a friend who is hooked on the show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and she says if we're ever in Wyoming, we need to go to Nora's Fish Creek Inn in Wyoming. So I find that, and the panel that opens up on the left has this little button to save. And I can, there's several different lists, but I just like to put things in want to go. What happens then is it gets this little green flag, and next time we are driving through Wyoming, I'll be definitely looking at my Google Maps, and I'll see that little green flag, wonder what it is, and I can click on it and see. I can even add a note. In Saved and Want to Go, I can add a note, and then next time I click on it, I will see that note. Now, if you zoom out, you'll see that I have done this for several places. And something to be aware of is they appear or disappear depending on how much you are zoomed in or zoomed out. So if you want to make sure you're seeing all your places, just zoom in a bit and zoom out, and they will come into view. If they're cluttering up your screen and you want to make them disappear, you can do that too. Over on the menu and Your Places, it's under Lists and Want to Go, the three dots, and Hide on your map, and they're gone. Want them back? Click the three dots and Show on your map. Now let me show you on the phone. On a phone, either Android or iPhone, this happens to be a Samsung, go to the Google Maps app, and first I want to show you that I can see that place that I just added. So I find Wyoming, and there is a green flag that is Nora's Fish Creek Inn, and if I scroll up, I will see the note that I wrote on it. Now let's add another one. I was talking to a friend, they said if you're ever in Spain, you need to go to Montserrat. And I think that sounds like a great idea. I hope to be in Spain sometime. And there is Montserrat. On the phone, the way you save it is down at the bottom. There is this Save button. And then which list do you want to save it in? I'm going to put it in Want to Go, and I'm going to add a note. And done. And same thing, you zoom out to see all of your Want to Go, and you can zoom in, and they will appear and disappear as you do that. And once again, if they are cluttering up your screen, the way you turn them off is where it, with none of them selected, with nothing up in the search bar, you can tap on Saved, scroll down till you see the Want to Go, three dots, and Hide on your map. Now you go back to Explore, and the green flags are gone. There are others because those are other lists. I want them back. I tap on Saved, scroll down, and three dots, and Show on your map, and then Explore. If you use Google Maps, this is a way that you will be sure to remember some place that you wanted to go. And did you notice all the little green flags in Italy?
Yes.
That's because we recently went to Italy. And in preparation for going, I started just marking all these places that I heard about or that I researched and found. And then it makes it so easy to plan your trip because you see right on the map. And I want to point out one particular one. We went to a place called Rimini, which is on the east side of Italy. And I have a blog post about it, and am I going to show that?
I don't know. Are you?
Okay. So yes, I want to show it. I keep a blog. I've been keeping a blog since 2003. It's another one of the things I love to teach is about how to keep a blog. But let me show you. So it is Chris and Jim's travel blog. And it's been going on since 2003. But here in May of 2022, we went to Italy, and one place we went to was the Rimini. I'm looking for the right train. Well, I don't see it. Influence me. There we go. This one that says no air conditioning. Interesting. They're not allowed to turn on the air conditioning in Italy until June 1. It's a law. And we were there on May 28 or so. But here's the thing. I read that Rimini, Italy was a sister city to Fort Lauderdale. Now, I read that years ago, but I thought that was so interesting that I put this want to go sticker on my Google Maps. So when we started looking at going to Italy, I said, oh, what's that? What is that marker? I opened the marker and it said Rimini is a sister city to Fort Lauderdale. Okay, let's go. Only because I marked it on the map did we go there. And it was, you could tell why it's a sister city to Fort Lauderdale. Look at that beach. Okay, so that's just my little spiel for using Google Maps and saving places that you want to go. But the main thing we're here to show you is road trippers. Well, first, any questions? And I know we have people in a live room and we also have people on Zoom. People on Zoom can post a question in the chat and we'll make sure to notice it and cover it. People in the live room, you need somebody to be your representative and say, hey, Chris, if somebody has a question. Okay. So far, no questions, but please do ask them if you have them. So what is Road Trippers? Road Trippers is both a website and a phone app. Now, there are lots and lots of travel apps that say they will plan your trips. Road Trippers excels at surfacing fun places to stop that you may never notice. It also will let you plan a route, and it has lots of nice features, and whoever programmed it is not just a programmer, but they're designers, because it's pretty, it's elegant, and it just works. Now, it's free just to explore, and it's free for up to 7 stops. If you want more than 7 stops, which you will if you like it, it's $29 a year for a pro account. And it's part of this, the travel industry has been kind of consolidating, and there's this thing called Road Pass that bought up Road Trippers, Togo RV, Campendium, and our village. So you actually get a road pass account, and it gets you into all these other things. So Road Trippers to explore. I guess I'm going to do it, huh?
Okay.
You were going to.
Right. Whatever.
Are you ready?
You do it.
Okay. So I'm going to go to just roadtrippers.com. And you have a choice to plan a trip or explore places. You can put a start and a destination, or you can just click explore places and click explore. You don't have to go to any place in particular. And I like showing you this to start with, just because it's amazing. Did I click it? I did. It's being ornery. Oh, it's saying I do have to put in a location. Well, it didn't last time I tried this. So let's say that we just want to explore Colorado. And it comes up to a map. And the first thing that I notice anyway, the first thing I want to point out to you is that it surfaces some prime places to visit without doing anything, without doing any searching. And it makes them very obvious. So here we see in Colorado, it suggests that Garden of the Gods is a great place to visit. And we concur. We concur with that. We've been to Garden of the Gods, and you do feel like you're in a Garden of the Gods. It also recommends Great Sand Dunes National Park. So without doing anything. And then the more you zoom in, the more detail you get. So now, in addition to Garden of the Gods and Great Sand Dunes Park, it suggests Bishop Castle and Royal Gorge and Cotopaxi and Granite Mountain. You know, that's what Road Trippers excels at over anything else, is just putting these places in your face. You don't have to look for places to stop. It throws them into your face, and anything you want to look at. So I say, I want to see what now I think, yes, we have been to Royal Gorge, but if you haven't, you might want to click on it and then click on the card that comes up, and you can see 28 photos and decide whether or not this is a place that you might want to go. There are also, if you scroll down, get out of the photos and just scroll down, you'll see a description of what's there and reviews. So once again, you can just explore and see what you might want to visit. If you're done looking at Royal Gorge, it's this X above the card that you click to get back to. And you can, I'm just using the scroll wheel on the mouse to zoom in or out. And you can go anywhere else you want. But the next thing that you want to do, after you've just explored, you might say, okay, I like this. I think I'll find interesting places to visit using this app. And then you want to plan a trip. Well, we are thinking about next summer visiting a friend in Comox, British Columbia, about as far on this continent as you can get from Fort Lauderdale. I'll click Start New Trip. And where are you going? Comox. And it's actually called Comox Lake, I think. Yeah, Comox Lake in BC, Canada. And it assumes that I'm leaving from where I live, and that is part of my profile. We have paid the $30 for a pro account. And just like that, it says, okay, if you want to go there, this is the route we suggest. And that will take you 58 hours. This is on the left panel here, 58 hours, 3,548 miles.
Wow.
Whew. And $610 based on the amount of gallons you're probably going to use and the cost. But I look at the map and I say, we have been that route. We've been to Mount Rushmore several times. We've been to Yellowstone several times. We've been to the Gateway Arch. We haven't been to, if I zoom in just a little bit, I see Four Corners over here. We haven't been to Four Corners. If I click on that, notice I have a button to say add to trip. Now let me notice though, 3,548 miles. If I add that to the trip, it's going to change the route. And it's 3,700 miles. So it's a couple hundred, what was that? 200, 200 to 300 more. I think that's worth it to go a new way. Then if I zoom in, I see this kind of pinkish shaded area. That's the area at which it's looking for points of interest for fun places to stop, such as sites and attractions. If I click on sites and attractions, then I can also filter. So I see all these sites and attractions over on the left, and they're showing up on the map. I have a particular, or Jim and I, as we travel, really like it when we come across a place where a movie has been filmed. Anybody else? We've been to the Field of Dreams in Iowa.
Yeah.
That was so cool, where there's the baseball movie where they have the cornfield. You can actually play a game of catch at the Field of Dreams. But I can filter this here, and I think it's to filming locations. So filming locations, and then view 12 places. It found 12 filming locations in that shaded area along my route. And what does that shaded area represent? Down here at the bottom on the left, it says 30 miles from route. Now, if I say, he drives and he's told me, no, don't take me more than 15 miles off my route. I can just adjust this to be 15 miles. But I want to keep it 30 because I think I need it that to see what I want to show you. And I was looking through this, and I saw near Dallas, where do they keep Dallas these days?
In Texas.
Right,
Go right.
around
Yeah.
New Mexico, West Texas.
There you go.
Okay.
You're getting close.
Yeah. Munster Mansion. Does that sound like fun or what? Let me take a look. Click on Munster Mansion. Click on the card. And you'll see that this is a replica of the Munster Mansion. Look at the 10 photos. Would this be a great place to stop and take some selfies? Or what? So if I like it, I can add to trip. And then close it And Munster Mansion has now been added to my trip. You'd see it on the list over on the left, and you see it in the map over on the right. I think the next slide I have, well, that's it. So road trippers can find places along your route, and that's what I've been demoing here. Now, I said it's both a website on the computer and an app on the phone. So I've created this trip on the computer, but when we're actually traveling, I usually don't have my computer out. I can see it on the phone. So here's my phone. I tap on my travel apps folder and find Road Trippers.
Oops. Is it showing? No.
Yeah, no? Are y'all seeing that? Seeing my phone? Yeah, you're also seeing this, and it looks like it's frozen. Yeah. It's
I wanted
frozen.
to see if I could see who.
There we go.
Okay, let me just bring that into focus. So here is Road Trippers
What I
on
would
the
see.
phone.
I don't see anything.
You see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this is Road Trippers on the phone.
Oh, there it is. There. Okay.
All right, we need to mute Kathy. Okay.
And the way I bring up the plan that I've just done is on my profile. Profile, and here is Comox Lake trip. Now, the difference on the phone, the small screen, is that you have to go back and forth between the two screens. Instead of having a sidebar on the map, you have the sidebar or a map. But here is the map I was just working on, and you can see that stop 1 is, if I go back to hit, no, if I go back to the trip, stop 1 is the Munster Mansion. So, and I can navigate there. If I tap on it and tap navigate, I'm now on my way. It's only going to take me 20 hours and 6 minutes to get to my first stop there.
We better get moving.
Okay. And so now I have a little pre-recorded segment, but then I want you all to be, I need a volunteer to tell me what trip you want to take. And we're going to try it out on Road Trippers and find you some fun stops to stay at.
Which one?
The Road Trippers one, the one that said that was number 2.
Trip planning tip with Road Trippers.
So here is my favorite trip planning tool. We've done several episodes on trip planning, and there are lots of tools. There is no one tool that does it all, but Road Trippers is my favorite for actually doing the planning. And they have this one feature. So this is just a tip. This one feature that, to my knowledge, no other trip planning tool has. So let me show you. Roadtrippers.com. It's also an app. This can be done on the phone, but it's nice to have the big screen. And plan your trips starting from, so I'm going to take us back to the beginning of the summer and the trip that we were planning. We started in Fort Lauderdale, and our primary destination was Gillette, Wyoming. And click on Plan Trip. And it shows you so quickly and so nicely. This is also, I think, is the most elegant app for trip planning. And notice how it instantly pulls up the most popular or unique or fun places to go. So this has us going up through Missouri, but I just look at this map and notice, oh, Four Corners, that's someplace that we have yet to visit in all of our travels. And I'll bet you we could go over there and then up. So I want to notice, if we use this route, notice at the top here, it says that's going to take 34 hours and 24 minutes, 2291 miles, $327. I'm just going to pay attention to the hours here, 34 hours and 24 minutes. Now, let's say I want to go through Four Corners. You just click there, you click add to trip. Now, instead of 34 hours, it's 47 hours. Now, that's too much. I will say, no, I don't want to do that. But I might want to go to Four Corners after Gillette. So I don't want to take it off. I don't want to delete it. Watch this. All you have to do over here in the list of destinations, you can just deselect it. So it's still on your list. You can still remember that that's one place that you want to go. I call this playing what if. And here's another one, future birthplace of James T. Kirk.
We actually went there.
And because of road trippers. It was absolutely because of road trippers. I had never heard of the future birthplace of James T. Kirk. So if I want to add that to the trip, then it goes from 34 to only 35 hours. Now that would be worth it. As it turns out, we ended up doing that at the end. So I can just drag this down and then it goes to the end. And there's lots more that we did this summer. But the tip is that you can just put an item on your route or take it off or put it back on without deleting it and see what your mileage is either way. Okay. I see we have a volunteer in the chat. Don Scarda, you want to unmute and talk? And I will just do a little bit of planning your trip and see how it goes.
Sure, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Great.
All right.
So you want to go to Arizona, and I assume you're starting from Wisconsin?
Yes.
Okay. And New Mexico, and then state of Oregon near Tillamook, then Colorado, and back to Wisconsin. Whew. Okay. So we start a new trip. And yeah, it's gonna assume, so we're going to, can we just say Phoenix? And it's going to assume from Fort Lauderdale. Let's see if I can, from Oakland Park, let's see if I can change that. Remove waypoint. There we go. So I'm removing my start point, Oakland Park. Oh, come on.
Can you just turn it off there?
Remove, but I want to remove it. Can I turn it off? Okay, great. Then I want to add a waypoint that is, what's the name of the city in Wisconsin?
Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
Can you spell it though?
Don't have to. Just comes up on the list. All right. So we're starting in Milwaukee and we're going to Phoenix. And then you want to go to Tillamook? Or
Yes, right. From there. Yep.
Get some cheese.
yeah.
Yes. Big time.
Tillamook.
Good ice cream too.
Absolutely. You been
I
there?
like, I like the cheese curds. Yeah.
They got those in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right. It seems to be kind of hung up on here. Let's you add waypoint and Tillamook. And it should be coming up on a list. You
It
have to
started-
choose from the list. What?
Go back. Spelling. Go back and spelling.
Spelling?
Tillamook.
Ah, it's 2 L's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like the creamery. That's perfect.
Hit the
okay.
creamery. That's where we're going.
Okay. But you want to go there after Phoenix, right?
Correct.
So when I hover over Tillamook, I see these little 3 dots and I can click and hold and drag down and that changes the order.
Hmm. Perfect.
So that trip is now 3,078 miles. And look what it's already popped up things along the way. Johnny Carson birthplace, South Drive-In Theater. Now that's because I had already clicked on sites and attractions. Now watch this. If I X that, now I see all my choices of categories of stops and activities and experiences are kind of fun. If I click on activities and experiences, we will start to see all these little orange flags. And why am I seeing it all over the country rather than just along the route? Anybody see? It's because down here, I have not specified a number of miles from the route. It is showing me infinity. So I say, now let's stick to that 30 miles from route is as far as I want to go. Now all the waypoints in the rest of the country have disappeared and I'm only seeing ones along the route. And I could click on filters and specify. Let's say I like casinos. Let's say I like sports venues. And I can click view 200 places. And now it's just kind of filtered. It's not showing me all the experiences, just the ones that I'm interested in. And then as you zoom in, you see more things. Wow. Sky City Casino. Are you an RVer by any chance?
No, I'm not.
No, okay.
do have
Casinos
a
are
question.
often, what?
I do have a question.
Yes.
So can you get me to Oklahoma City and can you get me on Route 66 going west?
Can I get you on Route 66 going well? Okay, to get from, for this trip?
Yeah, starting Route 66 in Oklahoma City.
Okay. Yeah. What did I do? I think I canceled out of things. So your route seems to be gone. Let me. Yeah, their Phoenix trip. Okay, somehow I backed out of the whole thing. Okay, so yes, we just need to get to Oklahoma City. Instead, I can zoom in. I can click on Oklahoma City. Come on.
Add a waypoint.
Well, no, but you shouldn't have to. Okay. Add a waypoint, Oklahoma City. Do you know there's a great aquarium in Oklahoma City?
Just south.
That
North.
blue whale is on Route 66. Yeah,
Okay.
been there, done it.
Oh, yeah? Cool. Well, isn't 40 kind of,
It parallels 66.
yeah.
But if you look for historic 66, it might be in one of the
I think,
Okay.
Features.
In here.
Yeah.
Okay. But can I show you something else? I mean, I'm sure we can figure
Sure.
it out,
sure.
but that just reminds me of something else I want to show. So if we get out, I'm going to click on the menu here and click on trip guides. And in trip guides,
There's your Route 66.
there's your Route 66, Chicago to St. Louis. That's going, and explore this trip. And you see the map, and I can just say, okay, I want to do that trip. There you go. You have, that has the trip all done with stops at the Route 66 starts here sign. Buckingham Fountain,
This is only the first part of the Route 66 trip.
right? I'm sure there are under trip guides,
Yeah. If you kept going down, what you had was the first leg.
leg 2, St. Louis to Tulsa.
Yeah. That takes you down to Oklahoma.
Yep. Saw that.
The Blue Whale.
So that's the second trip. All right. So that is trip guides, and there's a bunch of them. And I haven't saved it yet, but you'd have to say, take this trip. Yeah. All right. Well, I think you get the idea. Anything like this, it's going to take a bit of work to really get it all perfected and get your trip down. But you see the idea of how you can surface fun things to do and places along the way, or you can even get whole trips already done for you and just do it.
So when you get a trip set up and you get all of these green spots that it's suggesting, no, it's the places it suggests, then you can select the ones you want.
Yes. Yes. If I can say, take this trip and save. And then now here's that cool feature of Road Trippers. I don't have to delete these, but I can say, no, I don't care about stopping at a cafe. I can just turn it off. It will still show there, but it won't be on my navigation trip. And, oh, Onondaga Cave, that sounds good. I want to do that. Winery, yeah, definitely. Cuba, Missouri, I think we've been there. We don't have to go to the drive-in. You know, you can just turn them off, or if you're sure you really don't want them, you click on the 3 dots and you can remove the waypoint completely. So you can adjust that as wanted. Okay. Any other? Yeah, I'd want to have a couple other things to show. So unless you have some more questions, Don.
No, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for the example. They also have a magazine. So the trip guides are perennial. You know, they're not time sensitive. The trip guides are just there for the major trips like Route 66. But then they also have a magazine that every month or quarterly, I'm not sure how often it comes out, they have trip ideas. So if you are into the Addams Family or the Hocus Pocus, you know, Hocus Pocus 2 is a movie that's just come out, and you can visit the 5 filming locations made famous in this movie, and you can just click on the map and it will take you Oh, wait. Yeah, add to trip. I want to have the whole trip. Okay. Well, it'll put that trip into your road trippers that you can save as your own trip and then follow it just like the Route 66 one. So this is all up around Salem, Massachusetts. So it isn't just for long road trips either. This could just be a stay in Massachusetts. And these are places that would be fun to visit. All right, next slide. It's given us some fun. This slide just shows some things that we have seen that we would not have seen but for road trippers. We were in Colorado and just took a look around in road trippers, and it suggested a ride on the railroad, the city called New Orleans.
Yeah, that's
Right?
right.
That train is the city called New Orleans, and it goes
Riding on the city of New Orleans.
in southern Colorado. And that was a great day train ride.
Illinois Central.
The middle one is in Texas, and it is an outdoor play called Texas. And we only went there and saw the play, and it was wonderful because we looked at road trippers and it popped up. And the last one is Stafford Air Museum. And we love air museums. And that was along Route 66, I think, actually. All right. How are we doing on time?
You're getting short.
Okay, let me just show you a couple. So this is just a photo album in Google Photos. That's really my specialty. That shows some of the places we've been and how we happened to find them. So this, and if you're going through Oregon and then north, I would recommend you put this on your want to go. There is a full-size replica of Stonehenge right on the Columbia River. Now, how did we find out about this? Social media. We keep a blog, and somebody saw that we were headed Oregon way and wrote a comment on our blog saying, oh, you got to stop at Stonehenge. So we did. And this one is in Montana. Now, this one has nothing to do with road trippers. We like hot springs. So wherever we go, we bring up Google Maps and we search for hot springs near me. That is a pool, a giant pool of hot water with a slide going into it. Such fun. This is Lake Bled, Slovenia. And this was also by social media. Facebook, a Facebook friend noticed that we were in that part of the world and said, oh, you got to go stop by Lake Bled. So we did. And we found a place to stay. Now, how did you find this place?
This I found was on, I think, booking.com or hotels.com or one of those. So I use a lot of different tools when we're traveling to find places to stay and places to visit.
Yeah, so booking.com is great. After we knew where we wanted to be, then we find a place to stay. And I think this was Road Trippers that popped Superman. And this is in Illinois. Metropolis, Illinois. This is that Texas play that it was Road Trippers that found that. This is in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is a full-size replica of the Parthenon. And if you just open up Road Trippers, you will see Parthenon in Nashville. We saw it, said, we got to go there. And this is a picture from inside. That is, I think that's
ISIS?
No, Athena. And she's gold leaf, and I think she has some kind of statistic of being the tallest statue of its kind. I don't know, in North America or in the world. I don't know, but she was pretty impressive. That was strictly because of road trippers popping that up to us. This one, if you are an RVer, we highly recommend becoming a member of Harvest Hosts. Wineries, farms, and
Museums.
air museums are places where you can park your RV and stay. This was a winery, and there was a yoga class too. Here is that future birthplace of James T. Kirk. And this is in Florence, obviously. And yeah, we didn't need anything to tell us that it was there, but just another little tip. We like a website called Viator, Viator. We were told that no way you're going to get in to see the David. You know, you have to make reservations a month in advance, and we wanted to go tomorrow.
Or the next day.
Viator had a
Skip the line.
had a skip the line way for us to get in.
Yep.
Okay. So that's, oh, and this is Rimini. This is the place that is Fort Lauderdale's sister city in Italy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is in Italy, in Sicily, actually, Valley of the Temples. And we had watched a few Rick Steves videos. And we saw this and said, oh, we got to go there. So what did I do? I put a want to go marker on our Italy map to make sure that we got there. All right. Any questions? I didn't look in chat.
Hopefully you went to Pompeii.
We actually went to Herculaneum, which is right down the hill from Pompeii. It's less visited and it's better preserved in some ways than Pompeii. So we waved at Pompeii and we stayed in the shadow of Vesuvius, but we actually visited Herculaneum, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Where are we?
Next.
Slides?
Yeah.
Okay. How we found them?
Now, if you want to make your own map, you know, rather than just sticking markers on Google Maps, you can make your own maps. And we have a whole series of videos on how to do it. It's called Google My Maps. So instead of it just being Google Maps, it's Google My Maps, and you can make your own custom maps. And if you review this class on the website where I showed you, you will be able to, on the next slide, you will be able to watch these videos. We're not going to take the time to do it now, but there are 4 videos there on how to make your own custom maps. So one idea is to start a custom map for your travel ideas. Or maybe you could start a North America travel ideas and a Europe travel ideas. And then they, you know, they have a real solid home rather than just being spread all over your Google Maps. And lastly, I just want to give you a tip about all the travel apps that you're going to, if you travel and you do your own trip planning rather than just taking a tour, you are going to end up collecting lots of apps. And this is my tip for how to keep track of all those travel apps. Hi, this is Chris Cool with Geeks on Tour, and I have a tip for you about putting special apps into special folders. I have a lot of travel apps, and I wonder if your screens look anything like mine. I have travel apps on the first screen and on the second screen and on the third screen. And I never remember their names. I want to put them all in one place. And that's called a folder. And I'm going to show you how both on an iPhone and on an Android. So here's my iPhone. And notice I have 4 apps on this home screen that are travel apps. All I have to do is long press on one of them. If I long press on RV Parky, and then I keep holding down, everything starts to wiggle. And I can just drag it on top of the next one. That has created a folder. Now that everything is still wiggling, I can just drag the next app into that same folder. And this one. It can be a little tricky. And notice it already called the folder travel based on the items I put in it. Now there's some on the next screen though. This one, Togo RV. I hold down on it and then bump up against the edge. Like I say, it can be a little tricky, but it works. I also have a travel app on my very last screen, this one called iOverlander. Long press, and you can also just tap on Edit Home Screen. But no, if you keep touching on the app, it will start wiggling all on its own. Okay, so now it's wiggling, and I can drag that, bump against the left screen until I'm all the way back to the beginning, and then drop it in that folder. There we go. And when you're done, you press the home button. Now I have all of my travel apps, or at least some of them. I have more than that, but that'll do. Now on an Android, it works pretty much the same way. This is my Samsung Note 9. And on this screen, there's the iOverlander. There is Road Trippers. So I will touch and hold and then just drag. You don't have, they don't wiggle on the Android. You just touch and hold and then drag them up. This one is asking me for a folder name, so I will type travel. And done. Back out to the main screen. Now RV Parky needs to be dragged into that folder. There. You just kind of have to touch the edge. Now I think, oh, there's another one. All stays. Touch and hold. Drag to just touch the edge of the folder and let go. And there's a couple more on this screen. Touch and hold. Drag over. Touch the edge of the folder. And the last one, where am I? Love that one. Come on. When that gets too tricky to drag an item into the folder, Android gives us another way. You can open the folder and you can tap plus, and that is looking at your list of all apps alphabetically. So where am I? I can tap the W and I will see where am I, and done. You could also have selected several in there and now it's added. But realize that that's added it again to the home screen. So here is the original. I can long press on that and remove from home. Now you can also move the whole folder. I mean, if I decide that I want to travel on my last screen, I can touch and hold and drag the whole folder over. And that's how you put all your special apps together in one special place called a folder. I have since learned, at least on the Android, it seems to be touching the bottom edge of that folder.
Right on the title.
Or he says right on the title, and it slides into the folder better than what I was showing there. All right, do you guys have any other questions? I don't see any in chat.
So we have some questions for you. Did you learn something All right, you can unmute and just shout out, or we'll make Chris answer them. What's the name of the app with the coolest trip suggestions? Is it Trip Finder, Road Trippers, or RV Trip Wizard?
Road trippers.
Road Trippers.
Road trippers.
If you use Road Trippers for free, you are limited to how many waypoints? A,
Bravo.
25, B, 7, C, 150, or D, no limit?
Bravo.
B, 7, yes.
True or false? Social media like Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, they're all good places to get travel ideas.
True.
Yes.
True.
You can save places in Google Maps. The green flags mean you've saved them to a list called
Want to visit or
Want
Wish
to
list.
go.
Want to Go.
Want to go. Very good.
Where in Road Trippers can you find the complete trip suggestions? Is it in the magazine, the forum, the trip guides, or D, A, and C?
A for sure.
Yeah. And C. C
And
is
C.
where the Route 66 was. The
Okay.
magazine is where, the time sensitive, the
All right, to
Hocus
make your
pocus.
own custom maps, we recommend Google
My Maps.
My Maps.
Excellent.
So Thomas, I'm curious. Sounds like, have you used Road Trippers and or My Maps?
I've used My Maps before, but never Road Trippers.
Okay. Okay. I love them both for different reasons. So I hope you've picked up something tonight.
All right.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Well, we want you to sign up for our free newsletters. The link is there, geeksontour.com/news. That's the way to keep in touch with us, or for us to keep in touch with you. We promise not to abuse your email address or anything like that. We have our membership website. It's $60 a year. You can ask us questions. We have a backstage pass when we do our shows, access to hundreds of Show Me videos, all that stuff, all the ebooks, including Chris's book, Learning Google Photos. And some people just want to give us money, and we thank them for
Give
that.
us money.
So that's it for us. I am going to stop the share and
Okay.
come back here. Thanks so much for watching. I'm
Oh
Jim.
my